Hi, this is Anna with Graphic Design How To, and today I'm going to show you 3 ways to make a teardrop or like a water droplet in Adobe Illustrator. All right, let's get started. All right, I'm here in Adobe Illustrator and I'm just going to go to New File. I'll choose Print and Letter and Create. It doesn't really matter which document you choose. So the first way to draw a water droplet or teardrop is to hit M on your keyboard, which will bring you to the rectangle tool. So I'm going to click and drag to draw a rectangle, and I'll hold Shift to make it constrained to a square. And then I'll let off. I'm going to hit D to give it a white fill and a black outline. Now I'll hit E, which is the free transform tool. I'll hold Shift and just rotate it 45 degrees. Next, I'll hit A to get to my direct selection tool. And I'm going to start outside the rectangle and just draw across these 3 anchor points. So you should have 3 blue ones like this and 1 white one. This one is not selected. And then with the little circle corner nodes, I'm just going to drag in, and it's that easy. So that is the first way. The second way to draw a teardrop shape is hit L on your keyboard, which will give you the ellipse tool. I'm going to hold Shift again to constrain to a perfect circle, and then I'll hit A on my keyboard again. You can see that all 4 nodes are selected, and then I'll hit Shift C. Shift C will give us this tool. It's the anchor point tool. So if you click on that, it's underneath your pen tool. Anyway, I'll click once on this top point, and that will change this smooth point to a corner point. Then I can just drag it up. I'll get back on my selection tool and I'll just bring it down. So that is the second way to quickly draw a teardrop shape. And then the third way, you'll also use the circle tool. So I'll get back on that by hitting L, hold Shift and draw a circle. First, I'm going to click on the anchor point and move it up until it's about like an egg. And then I'll click and drag on this handle. Now you can start seeing that kind of teardroppy swoop right here. You can hold Shift to make sure you're going along the midpoint. Okay, and maybe I'll drag this one up a little bit. Now I don't actually want this half, so I'll hit A to get to my direct selection tool. I'm just going to select all the stuff on the left side and delete it. So I'm only left with the right side. I'll copy, paste in front with Command F or Control F, hit O to get to my reflect tool, and then hold Option or Alt, click that top anchor point to set the anchor for where it's kind of going to reflect from, if that makes sense. When your reflect screen comes up, you'll want to choose vertical, and we'll say OK. So we have 2 halves, but they're not joined. I'll need to get back on my selection tool. I'll select that whole thing and then hit Command J or Control J 2 times. And now those 2 pieces have been joined together. I'll use my A tool to select this top point. You can just hit A on your keyboard to get to that. It's the direct selection tool. And I'll just bring this all the way up so we get more of a water effect. Now I can change my fill to maybe a light blue. I'll get rid of my stroke, and I'm just going to add a gradient mesh right here. I'll hit Command Y or Control Y. I'll get on my A tool. I'll draw a little box around these points, and then I'll hit Command Y or Control Y to get back. And I'm going to change those to white. And this is what we get. Now, if you want to learn more about the gradient mesh tool, I do have another video about how I did all that, and that'll be right up in the corner of your screen right now. And I'll just quickly do that with these 2. I'll get rid of the stroke. So now I have just a white fill. I'll hit U on my keyboard to get to my gradient mesh. And I'm going to make a few little, we'll make this one a little bit brighter blue. I'll get in here with my A tool, select just those points and make them white. And I'll do the same here. And that's it. 3 different ways to make a teardrop. All right, I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you liked it and you want to see more videos like this, just click on the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.